Okay naman?
Okay na.
So, good morning ma'am. I will discuss now the 1987 Constitution of the Republic of the Philippines, Article 3, Section 1 up to Section 22, which is other known as a Bill of Rights. So, Section 1, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor shall any person be denied equal protection of the law. The right of the Section 2, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against reasonable search and seizures of whatever nature and for any purpose shall be inviolable, and no search warrant or warrant of arrest shall not be issued except upon probable cause to be determined personally by the judge after examinations under oath or affirmations of the complainant or the witnesses. He may produce the particularly describing the place to be searched and the person or thing to be seized. Section 3, the privacy of communications and corresponding shall be inviolable except upon lawful order of the court or when public safety in order requires otherwise as prescribed by law. Number 2, any evidence obtained in violations of this or preceding section shall be inadmissible or for any purpose in any proceeding. Section 4, no law shall be passed for abridging the freedom, speech of expression or of the press or the right of the people peaceably to assemble the symbol and petitions the government for redress of grievance. So section number 5, no law shall be made respecting on establishment of religions or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, the free exercise and the enjoyment of religious professions and worship without discriminations of preference shall forever allowed. No religious test shall be required. This shall be required for the exercise of civil and political rights. The liberty of adopt and the changing of the same with limits prescribed the law shall be impaired except upon lawful and the lawful order of the court. So neither shall the right to travel impaired except the interest of the national security, public safety, or public health as may be provided by law. Section 7, the right of the people informed on matters of public concern shall be recognized access to official records and to documents and papers pertaining to official acts, transactions, or decisions, as well as to government research data as basis for policy development shall be afforded the citizens use as bias for policy development shall be afforded citizens subject to such limitation as may be provided by law. So section number 8, the right of the people, including those employed in the public and private sectors, to form unions, associations, or societies for purpose not contrary to law shall not be infringed. Section 9, private property shall not be taken for public use without just compensation. Section 10, no law impairing the obligations of contract shall be passed. Free access to the courts and quasi-judicial bodies and adequate legal assistance shall not be denied to any person by reasons of poverty. So section number 12, any person under investigation for the commissions of an offense shall have the right to inform of his right to remain silent and to have a competent and independent counsel, preferably of his own choice. If the person cannot afford the service of counsel, he must provide with one. This right cannot be waived except in writings and in presence of counsel. Number 2, no torture, force, violence, threat, intimidations, or any other means which vitiate the free will shall be used against him. Secret detention, place, solidarity, incommunicado, or other similar forms of detentions are prohibited. So number 3, any person, any confession or admission obtained in violations of this or section 17 hereof shall be admissible in evidence against him. Number 4, no law shall be provide for penal and civil no law shall provide for penal and civil sanction of rehabilitation of victim or of torture or similar practice and their families. Section 13, all persons except those charged with offense punishable by reclusion perpetua when evidence as guilt as the strong shall before conviction be viable by sufficient sureties or be released on recognizance as may be provided by law. The right to bail shall not be impaired even when the privilege of the right of habeas corpus is suspended. Accessible bail shall not be required. So section 14, no person shall be held to answer for a criminal offense without due process of law. Number 2, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall be presumed innocent until the contrary is proved, and shall enjoy the right to be heard by himself and counsel to be informed of the nature and cause of the accusation against him, to have a speedy, impartial, and public trial, to meet the witnesses face to face, and to have a compulsory process to secure the attendance of witnesses and the production of evidence in his behalf. However, after arraignment, trial may produce, notwithstanding the absence of the accused, provided that he has been duly notified and his failure to appear is justifiable. Section 15, the privilege of the right of habeas corpus shall not be suspended except in cases of invasion or rebellion in the public safety requires it. Section 16, all persons shall not have the right to speedy dispositions of their cases before all judicial, quasi-judicial, or administrative bodies. So, Section 17, no person shall be compelled to be a witness against himself. Section 18, no person shall be detained solely by reasons of his political belief and aspirations. Section 18, Section 8, number 2 of Section 18, no involuntary servitude in any form shall exist except as the punishment for a crime whereof the party shall have been duly convicted. Section 19, excessive fines shall not be imposed, nor cruel, degrading, or inhuman punishment inflicted. Neither shall be death penalty be imposed unless for compelling reasons involving heinous crimes. The Congress hereafter provides for it. Any death penalties already imposed shall be reduced to reclusion perpetua. So number 2, the enjoyment of physical psychological or degrading punishment against any prisoners or detained, or the use of substandard or inadequate adequate pencils facilities under conditions shall be dealt with law. Section 20, no person shall be imprisoned for debt or non-payment of all tax. Section 21, no person shall be twice put in a jeopardy of punishment for the same offense if an act is punished by a law, an ordinance, conviction, or acquittal under either equal constitute a bar to another prosecutions for the same act. So last section number 22, no ex post facto law or bill or attainder shall be enacted. And that's all, ma'am. Thank you very much. Yes.